Whenever you can, try and do this debarking outside. It was like 3 degrees outside today, so here I am on the inside doing it. It's a lot of dust and a lot of mess, but it's something you do have to do. If you don't debark properly, your epoxy will not bond to the wood, and eventually your piece is going to fail. Once you got all the bark off, you're going to go ahead and you're going to start getting your pieces ready to go into the molds. So you're going to have to cut them to size. I use the track saw to make several passes. Don't try and cut it all at once, it's just not going to happen. You don't want to plane your pieces to their final thickness, because you're going to have epoxy underneath the piece, you're going to have epoxy on top, and you're going to have to plane it again or run it through a router sled. So whatever you do not go to the final dimension. Now I'm just cutting up some white melamine. I'm going to use this to make the molds for the epoxy pours.
Tell me what it is, what you want from me, what you want from me. Tell me what it is, don't tell me what it ain't. They try to throw salt, it just made the pressure raise. Going through a phase, gotta get myself out it. Don't talk about it, boy, they said you gotta be about it. So I be trying to face the world head on. Front seat riding, cruising down the meadows. Pedal to the meadow, cool breeze blowing down the windows. Calm trees, blowing trees, get that boy some headroom. On the interstate in traffic, but I swerve. I'm
going to get all this stuff caulked up. I'm going to clamp it down. I'm going to make sure I hit every corner, every seam. If you've ever had an epoxy leak, you know it is a nightmare. So this is one of the most important steps of the project.
In my own world, I don't try to girl, tell me what you want. Don't be trying to front like I ain't what you want. I ain't here to stun, let me take you out for lunch. I'ma get you drunk, yeah, feeling on your buns. Licks in the blunt, I got ash in my cup. All these girls showing up, but I don't give a fuck. Cause you the one I want, girl, you the one I want. Girl, you the one I want. Hey, come and show me love. Shorty wanna be a rider, and I'm feeling high.
When you're getting ready to put your pieces into the molds, you want to make sure they're dust free, and you do not want to forget to use mold release. Trust me, you do not want to forget. Here I'm just clamping the pieces down to prevent them from floating from the epoxy going underneath. The epoxy will go underneath, it's very hard to prevent, but if you clamp it down, you'll have a minimum amount.
Always bragging what they got up in they wallet. Ain't no really telling if we lit to see tomorrow. Get it on my own, I ain't really trying to bar. So I stay fly, gotta dress up in designer. Tell me what it is, what you want from me, what you want from me. Tell me what it is, don't tell me what it ain't. They try to throw salt, it just made the pressure raise. Going through a phase, gotta get myself out it. Don't talk about it, boy, they said you gotta be about it. So I be trying to face the world head on. Front seat riding, cruising down the meadows. Pedal to the meadow, cool breeze blowing down the windows. Calm trees, blowing trees, get that boy some headroom.
This is always a pretty happy day in the shop when you're pulling pieces out of their molds. You use your mold release so you know everything's going to come apart nice and easy, and then you can start making an even bigger mess with the planer and the router sled. Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up.
People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up? I've been down and out, but look, keep it a buck. I don't fuck with these niggas. Always been one up on all of these niggas. They be trying to front for all of these bitches. Man, I ain't got time cause they all in they feelings. Ice of the gang and we making a killing. It's 2020 and they notice the vision. You be the hero, I'm playing the villain. The underdogs and we walking the villain. We getting money, yeah, they think that we dealing. They talking hot, yeah, fuck they opinions and we won't stop till we all touch a million. Don't ever forget, but we probably forgiving my nigga. I'm living, taking the cards that was given. My blessings is already written. Wrapped little ribbon, putting ourselves in positions to making some major decisions. Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up?
This was an absolute nightmare. I'm definitely getting a bigger planer. Probably gonna wind up getting a 20-inch Grizzly.
We send them back, y'all niggas ain't really bout that. Real niggas always bounce back. Need more hands just to count that. Stay on my bully, I need me more breeze just so we can get the team right. Loaded up fully, dogs on a leash, and you be knowing that's a scary sight. That shit don't happen overnight. Work smarter with some sacrifice. Sugar spice, everything nice. Mix it up, now you gotta swipe. You bridging the gap, they want us to rap, so fuck are we back? Yeah. Drew need a plaque, we turn to the max, and we never lacked. Yeah. Been in my bag, the shit is a drag, I'm feeling jet lag. Came back for VK and I ain't unpacked, cause I'm going back. Facts, ooh, double the racks. TD the bank, your CD's blank, your Cuban is link. Smoking that dank, pour up a drink, fill up the tank. What do you think? I ain't the one, but I'm the one. Who does I he gon' dumb, you hear them drums. Came from the slums, they know we the ones, yeah. Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up? I've been down and out, but look, keep it a buck, I don't fuck with you.
Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air.
Okay.
Raise your fist in the air.
This was actually pretty taxing on the blade. I wound up actually changing to a new blade after this and recut these before I went ahead and made these dado cuts. The idea here was that I was going to have a maple spline coming through the miter that you would see from the face and the back. It worked out pretty well. See on the pieces that I put little pieces of tape over the domino tenon holes. This way I wouldn't get any of that Rubio wax in there, so when I went to go ahead and reassemble this, I wouldn't have anything stuck in there dried up. Waited about 5 minutes for it to set up on the pieces, and then I went ahead and I buffed it in with the gem buffer. So now that I'm assembling it, I'm using the dark wood glue for the walnut. I did not finish the outsides, the bottom, or the top because I knew I was going to have the clamps on it. And as soon as the glue was dry in a couple hours, I pulled the clamps, and then I went ahead and I finished the rest of the piece. Alright, thanks for watching part 1. There's a part 2 coming up. If you like what you see, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks again.